Hi guys, Samantha from Dressima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you a cool Mukume Garnet veneer. So, you're going to want to choose your colours. So I have 4 different colours here, 3 of which I've already rolled into rods. So this is copper, ecru, mint green and coral. All you're going to do is you're going to take an equal amount of clay for each one. Just take that and roll it into a log. It can be as thick or thin as you want it. It doesn't have to be even either. That's completely up to you whether you want it to. This is a very forgiving technique, so no need to stress about it really. Okay, there we go. I do try to get them all relatively the same length, but again, that's nothing to stress about either. Okay. Put those to the side, and then you're going to want some metal leaf. So I've got silver and copper metal leaf. So let me just bring that over. Okay. And the ecru and copper, these are going to be wrapped in silver leaf. The coral and mint green I'm going to wrap in copper. So I have this here, and this is metal leaf that I've accidentally torn, and I'm using it for this project because it doesn't really matter all that much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just squish this rod back down into roughly the length of my metal leaf, and that just makes the process easier. Plonk it down like so, and then just wrap it around like so. Quickly remove the excess. And then give this a good roll, just to get that metal leaf to stick, like so. Okay, put that to the side, wrap this one in the copper leaf again, and then I'll do the other 2 in silver. Okay, and here they are now that they are finished. So what we're going to do now is I want you to bring over a piece of paper and just have that off to the side, and then just take each of these. So I'll just pop these ones to the side, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop off that end piece, and then I'm just going to start cutting it into pieces like so, roughly all the same thickness. And I want you to do that with the other ones as well. Just cut down the length, like so. And they don't all have to be exactly the same thickness, you just want it roughly that thickness. Okay, so I've got them off to the side, like so. Okay, and then I've got another piece of paper here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to start pressing them together like so. I'm not necessarily sticking them together properly just yet. I'm just taking them and gently bumping the pieces up against one another as I wish. Okay. And I'll continue doing that, just slotting them into place, and then when we are done with that, then we are going to press them all together. There we go. And I've used up pretty much all of the pieces. So now just take another piece of paper, pop it over the top, and then press down firmly. And use your fingers at first, because if you use a roller it will generally push the pieces out a bit too much. Just get it started with your fingers like so that they're all at least somewhat stuck together, and then rub with your roller. I'm not going to really be rolling back and forth, I'm just using it to apply more pressure than my hands. And just pop that across the whole surface, swap directions, and just keep doing that until it is completely smooth. And there we go, that's how it should look. So now you can leave it exactly like this if you don't want to make a Mukume Garnet, but I want to make a Mukume Garnet. So I've got a piece of black here that's been rolled out on the thinnest setting of my pasta machine. I'm just going to stretch that over and then smooth that over the surface, removing any air bubbles, like so. Okay. Then bring over a piece of paper again and give it another thorough burnish, just to make sure that black is stuck down well, and so there's no air bubbles in between that layer and the one underneath it. Okay, and that should just about do. There we go. Now I'm just going to quickly trim away the excess black, and then I want you to quickly clean up your tile, because there will most likely be metal leaf and such stuck to it. Okay, then just make sure that you've cleaned up everything so that there's no extra metal leaf. And I'm going to take this and I'm very carefully going to shimmy this up and off of the paper, like so. Okay. Now you can see what it looks like on the back side. Okay, then I'm going to bring over my texture stamp of choice, and I'm going to be using this nice leaf one. And bring over some water, like so. I'm just doing this so it doesn't stick in the stamp. You can also use cornstarch if you want, but sometimes I find that it's just easier to use water, because then the clay is still sticky afterwards, because if you apply cornstarch then it becomes very much non-stick. And I'm just smoothing that over so that the whole thing's wet. You don't want any dry spots. Okay. Then make sure your hands are wet as well. That helps in the matter. Turn this so it is black side down. And then I will apply just a wet rag, because that prevents my fingers from sticking. Now stand up, and I'm just going to press that into the texture stamp. You can use your roller as well. I just prefer to use my fingers, but that's just personal preference. And just stamp the entire way up your piece. Okay, then we just flip that over, and very gently I'm going to lift that out of the texture. It should come out cleanly, but don't just rip it out. Okay, then I want you to dry the surface, and the back needs to dry as well, so that we can stick it down onto our tile and shave off this, so that we can reveal Mokume-Kana underneath. I also like to just trim away this excess as well, because that will get in the way later. Yeah, and here it is now that it's pretty much dry. So I'll pop that down. There we go. And then very gently, and I might actually just use a piece of paper to do this, I'll very gently burnish it. Not too hard, because you don't want to be removing that texture. And that will have it stuck to the tile. You shouldn't have any wiggles. Okay, then take a nice thin blade, and we are going to trim that. Or rather shave it anyway. So. And I'm just going very carefully and slowly with this. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to go over it once, and then I will come back and do these areas where we have a little too much black, to clean it out, like so. Okay, there we go. Then take a piece of plain printing paper and give this a thorough burnish, so that it flattens out any raised areas and just bonds the piece back together again. Okay, and there we go. And then you end up with this really nice piece. And now you can use this as a double-sided piece, so it would work very nicely for earrings, since you've got the one side and then the other side. So yeah, you can use those as earrings, which I probably will. So let's see about doing that. Okay, and I'm going to use this earring cutter. Just place that down and cut. There we go. And then I'll repeat for the other one. There we go. Now I'm going to try and lift this up. Okay, because of the metal leaf, these are a little bit tricksy than other veneers to lift up. But if you've burnished it well, it should all stick together well once it's been baked. Okay, we'll just remove this inside. Ouch. That one's giving me trouble, so let me just grab a blade. There we go. Okay. And I'm also going to remove the oval. You can keep the oval if you want, but I want to remove that. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to pop those into the oven for a full hour at Primo's recommended temperature. Okay, and here they are out of the oven. So I'm pretty happy with them, especially since I did bake them on a piece of paper. The backs are relatively smooth. So now we are going to drill them. So just bring over a drill and just find the top part and just quickly drill yourself a hole, like so. Repeat with the other one. Okay, then I've got two cute little charms that I think would look nice with this. Two ear wires and two jump rings. So just grab those jump rings and I'll just open those up and I'll pop them on, and then I'll pop one of the charms on. Then I'll grab the ear wire, that one as well, and close. And there you go, you can see how that looks. I'll repeat with this one. Okay, and there we go, that's how they look. You don't have to add the charms if you don't want to, and any charms will work. It doesn't have to necessarily be these ones, but I thought they added a nice little flair to the piece. Also, you don't have to varnish these. You can if you want to, but I really wanted to keep that matte finish, so that's again a option for you if you want to or don't want to. So yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please do let me know in the comments below, and if you would like to support this channel so I can continue to make videos every single week, please do consider becoming a member of the channel. The link is just below the video. Or if you would prefer a different way, joining Patreon really helps as well. You get exclusive videos on there every single month, or just subscribing and liking the video also really helps. And as always, I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.